Hi there, everybody. My name is Mateusz. I'm a business consultant at Divante, and I will tell you one of our case study of Magento to migrations. The good news is that my presentation is the last one, and because we have a slight delay, I will probably speed it up a bit, so I will skip some more complicated stuff and will give you just the basics and the most interesting stuff. Okay, first question. Please raise your hands, whoever knows the brand at all. Ever heard of it? Okay, one guy. You're probably Polish, right? Yes. Yeah, okay. That was easy to guess. Okay, so I thought it would be like that, so that's why I'll tell you just a really quick story about the brand itself. Solar is a really old brand in the Polish fashion. They're like operating for almost 30 years right now. They are premium fashion only for women. In Poland, they, for example, sponsor lots of cultural events like concerts, theatrical plays, etc. So you can imagine how they like try to present themselves to the public and to their clients. Those are like a few basic numbers for Solar. They're like 27 years on the market, as I mentioned before. They produce 1.5 million of clothes every year. They have like 74 of their own brand shops in Poland. Also 100 franchise shops. Few of them are in Germany, for example, Russia, Ukraine, or Slovakia. So a few of them are generally abroad. During the history, Solar won 15 different awards. For example, fashion awards or excellence awards. I don't know them all of them by heart, but that's how they look like. Okay, now I'll tell you a bit about the process of migration that took place. And talking about the process of migrations, we have to answer the question actually why we started the process and what was the decision behind the process. Okay, so first main reason was because the Solar decided to refresh their branding and their general presence to the audience, because the old branding, logo, etc. was, let's just say, old and was operating for a very long time, and decided to refresh it to maybe reach a bit smaller audience as well. And we decided with the client that it's a really good moment for do a migration to the other system, so Magento 2. And it was compatible with the redesign. So they've made a redesign, and we started a migration back then. There are also some other issues because the old platform wasn't, it had its technical limitations, and because of those technical limitations, it was really hard to do some changes or upgrades, especially on the product page. So that was the one reason. It wasn't scalable enough for the client. Then every development task cost them really a lot. One of the also most important reason was that the mobile was a disaster. Let's say it's really short. It was really hard to do any shopping through mobile. So it was really a problem for them, especially in the 21st century, and the millennials who stick to the phone for 24/7. It really caused them drop downs in the sales. And in general, they noticed overall decrease in the online sales. So we knew that something has to be done, and that's what generally we did. We migrated the shop from PrestaShop to Magento. The main issue back then was that the Magento was just released. So we were a bit afraid of the whole process because we didn't know the Magento back then. We knew that it was totally different, and it was a challenge for us to face, simply to do the migration. There were also some different challenges for the client and for on our side. Next one was the deadline, because the new platform had to be ready for the new collection release. It was fall and winter 2016-2017, so just like a few months ago. The second was, as I mentioned, new technology. It was new for us and new on the market, so let's say that nobody knew it by that time. And the third one was that the client had a fixed budget. They simply approached us and said, guys, we want to migrate, but we have like limited budget and we have to do it. We said, oh my God, it will be probably really hard because we knew from the market that you will never estimate Magento 2 properly. It is really almost impossible. Probably some of you who did some projects on Magento know that it's really hard. It's always underestimated. So it was really a huge challenge for us. But finally, we somehow made it. I don't know how, actually. It's probably a question to the project manager or the team that's working on the project, but we somehow made it. Okay, those are like slight how we handle the process. We prioritize everything via Moscow, so every task was prioritized from the less important to the most important, or whether other way around. Then for the full transparency of the process, the product owner on the client side became a full member of our team. So we had daily telcos, weekly 2-week sprints, etc. So like now Agile, Scrum, etc. Okay, how did we start the process? First of all, we made a business analysis to check actually what the client expects, what are his needs, and generally to check all the processes within the company. Then after the business analysis, we made a quick UX audit of the existing site. Just simply to check whether there are maybe some good solutions over there, which are bad, and maybe to try to transfer the good ones on the new platform and to try the bad ones simply. Then we did some quantitative data analysis just to analyze how the website performs in general on the web. And then in the end, we gave our recommendations to the client so that he could check what we have found from all of this in general. Then we started to work on look and feel. We did also some tests, mainly click tracking on the website, and also some UX stuff, just as I mentioned, to check what's good about it and what's bad about it. Then we started the real design process with interactive prototypes. Interactive prototypes help us to pivot the whole new look and feel of the site just during the interactions with the client, so he could see the project while going on, and simply to pivot if it meets the client's expectations or not. We also did some researches with real users chosen by us and by Solar. So we put a few chosen persons to click through the site, and we could also notice what's bad about the actual design we were doing and what's good about it in general. Then the implementation in general, as I mentioned before, we were working in 2-week sprints. At the beginning, we started with the most challenging stuff, so from the integrations, especially the deliveries and of course ERP. Then for good effective work, we reviewed all the stuff we did with the client on daily and weekly basis, and did some UAT and performance tests. Just after the launch, we did some optimizations because everything we do, we generally base on data. So we wanted to be really sure that the things that we did are working for the client. So we did again some traffic analysis of the site that was live. Did some also A/B tests, and gained customer feedback. I mean the end customer, so the real user of the platform. Just to be sure that everything is right, we changed some things and optimized them so it will be really perfect. Okay, as I told you, I'll really speed up, so it's almost the end. There were some results of the whole implementation where, first of all, we've made the line. It's a campaign of Solar 2016-2017 fall-winter. We made it, and we were really proud about it, especially that it was the first Magento implementation too for us, and we were a bit afraid of it. This is how the new main page looks like for Solar. this is like a listing of the products and the product page itself. And I think now there are going to be, okay, first mobile, because we also did a fully responsive mobile version of the site. And now some numbers like effects. So first of all, mobile revenue growth through over 200%. So it was quite nice. Then the mobile transaction rose almost 500%. And mobile session 20%. And online sales in general after the redesign and implementation of Magento 2 rose 30%. So quite nice numbers, I think, for the client and in general. And that's generally all, actually. So please feel invited to drink some more beers, have some wine, eat something if there's something left, especially the pizza. I don't know if they're left because I haven't had the occasion to eat it. And go and network. And if you have any questions about this case study or anything else, just feel free to approach me or any one of us. Thank you very much.